Did 2020 feel kind of like this? Yeah. Well, I mean, we made it, guys. It's 2021. And I'm sure you're telling yourself a bunch of things like you're going to start reading more books, eating healthier food, drink more water. You're going to start meditating for sure. You'll start that bullet journal you were meaning to do all this time. You're going to start your side hustle business maybe and go full time. Oh yeah, and you're going to exercise 5 days a week. Okay. So is 2021 starting to feel more stressful already? So goals are great and all, but I think setting mindsets and intentions for the year is a little bit easier and less overwhelming. So these are the 10 mindsets that I'm bringing with me into 2021. And this video is sponsored by Burt's Bees. The first mindset is to make time for nothing. Look, doing nothing is just as important as doing everything, and it's in that nothing time that we can just be. Everyone's always saying, be present this, the power of now that, but I think we rarely actually take the time to do nothing and enjoy everything that nothing has to offer. So maybe nothing is sitting in stillness. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's enjoying your morning coffee for what it is without, rushing out the door, or without drinking it just for the sake of the caffeine boost. It really is in nothing that we can recover, slow down, and give ourselves the space that we need to do later with our highest contribution. Nothing is recovery time, so do your best to take it. And if you have to, make time for it in your calendar, just like you would anything else. Mindset number 2 is a gentle reminder that it's okay to do what makes you feel good about yourself. As in, it's not a waste of time if it makes you feel better, fresher, or just more capable to take on your day. For me, that's almost always taking the time to do my makeup. It has nothing to do with how I look really, but it just makes me feel better. And I want to thank Burt's Bees for sponsoring this part of the video. I'm using all Burt's Bees products today to do my makeup and just give myself a bit of a refresh. A lot of these are made up of 100% natural origin ingredients. They're always cruelty-free, Leaping Bunny certified, and the packaging is made of recycled materials. I really like to keep my makeup natural, so I always just, look like myself, just a little more awake. I'm not much of a foundation gal, but I always like a bit of coverage to even out my skin. I've really been enjoying this one. It's super easy to blend. I just use my fingers and it leaves a nice, even, sheer coverage, so it just looks like my skin, just more glowy and awake. And here I'm using the volumizing mascara. It's super gentle and wears pretty much all day without flaking or irritating into my eyes, which a lot of mascaras tend to do. And these bamboo powder blushes are really pigmented. As you can see, I went a little ham there, but when you get the right amount, they apply smoothly and almost blurs out any other imperfections in the skin. I used to feel like taking this time to do my makeup would actually take away from my productivity, but after a while, it's something that I realized really helps me. It makes me feel good, and when I feel good, I can do good. Mindset number 3 is to start saying I will, not just I can. If 2020 has really taught me anything, it's that we can change the way we talk to ourselves. Look, we all have big goals that we want to achieve, and we often put our own roadblocks in the way of achieving them. Maybe they just seem too big or too hard to achieve, or I have to change so much about myself to get there. When I started shifting my self-talk to I will self-talk instead of I can self-talk, that's when I actually started to believe that I could reach my goals, and that I would. We all can do anything, but will we do it? That word changes everything. Mindset number 4 is to make your bed. There's a bunch of Navy SEALs out there that will tell you making your bed will change your life, and sometimes I kind of agree with them. It sort of rolls into how you're going to set your mindset for the rest of the day. That's the place where you sleep, that's the place where you recover, and it's also one of the messiest places in your space first thing in the morning before you get started on anything else. So make your bed and set yourself up for whatever else you need to do. Mindset number 5 is to get dressed sometimes. I think 2020 really changed a lot about how we work and how we live, and also how we get dressed. I think most of us have spent our entire year in sweatpants, so the act of getting dressed kind of fell by the wayside. But if it's something that brings you joy, makes you feel good about yourself, then take the time to get dressed every once in a while. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but just putting on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt can sometimes just do wonders for your mental state. It's just something kind that you can do for yourself if you know it makes you feel good and if you know you find joy in it. So swap out the sweatpants every once in a while. Mindset number 6 is to remind yourself that you deserve to honor your goals. Why is it that we're so keen to never break a promise to a friend, but we're so quick to break the promises we make for ourselves? One of the biggest mindsets I'm carrying with me into 2021 is that we deserve to keep our promises to ourselves. We deserve to honor our goals. The promises you make for yourself are just as important as any promise you make to anyone else. And I think working to keep those promises to ourselves is one of the greatest acts of self-care we could ever give. Mindset 7 is I can't do it all, but recognize that I can do a little. I think we always want to get up early, start journaling, double our input at work, drink more water, start meditating, and then we want to start eating more plant-based. You know, it's all these self-improvement habits we're supposed to be doing all the time, every single new year. And I always expect myself to have this perfect routine and get disappointed in myself when real life hits. I hit snooze, I have that cookie. I can't do it all, but I can do a little. One thing at a time is totally okay. Mindset number 8 is just to remind myself it's just stuff. For me personally, this year has been all about the stuff. It's been about minimalism, clearing the clutter, getting things out of my mind and my head and my wallet and my closet, and living with more intention. And I used to have a lot of attachments to things and what those things would bring me or how they would define me. But they don't. I do that for myself. It's just stuff. Mindset number 9 is that there's always 15 minutes. I don't know about you, but when there's a lot of things that need to be done at the same time, like putting away the dishes, cleaning the bathroom, tidying up, vacuuming, it all starts to get really overwhelming. But that's when I really try to remind myself that all I need is 15 minutes. And if that's all the energy I can give to the task, then that's all it's gonna get. And it turns out that's all it usually takes. So committing to doing the dishes for 15 minutes or even committing to working out, it's something that I know I can do for my mind, my body, my space. And once you get started, you almost always end up doing more than that. The 15-minute rule just really helps everything seem less overwhelming, and I find really helps prevent you from giving up before you even get started. We all have 15 minutes, so try to give yourself that. And the final mindset for 2021 is to believe that you're awesome. You are awesome. You are awesome sauce. You are the awesomest awesome that ever was awesome. And you have to believe that. Sometimes you gotta be your own best friend. And self-love is sometimes the hardest thing to find for yourself, but the more you practice it, the more you realize that you have to be your biggest cheerleader. You don't always have to give yourself a hug or speak woo-woo affirmations to yourself if that's not your thing. I'm not that kind of gal either. But it's the simple shifts in self-talk. It's shifting negative reinforcements to positive ones and slowing down and starting to believe in yourself. Be your biggest fan because you're pretty awesome. So, I guess all I'm really saying here is you got this. Happy 2021.